Alright, my dudes. So today's episode, or today's video, I'm going to show you people how to do exteriors in your builds. See, for example, see that building back there behind me? I built that one as like a test building to see if I could put it in another world I had. And I decided not to, because it kind of consumes a little bit of resources, but you see the depth that lead by the oak wood planks right there? See, depth by like oak wood planks right here, and there's space in here. Kind of depth, and that's good to the building. Well, that's kind of the stuff we're going to cover today, you know? So, in order to cover that, I'm going to have to build you a building. So, first part of building a building here, a nice area, you want to find yourself a nice area. So, I found this flat piece of land here, and you see how there's holes in the ground and all that. What you want to do, you want to cover that up. Because you want it to be a nice area you can build with, yeah? So, I'm going to have to cover all that up. Like so. Alright, so now you can see that there's no longer holes in the ground, and it's kind of flatter area and a nice area to build. So, the first thing you want to do is I like to take logs. Like, if I'm going to do a building in like an oak forest, I'll do like oak logs. Or if it's in a like one of the spruce biomes, I'll do spruce. Or if it's dark oak in those areas, I'll do dark oak wood. I don't really like the dark oak woods like logs, but we'll just use spruce for today's episode, okay? So all I like to do is this. I'll take, say, a building, and I'll use the oak logs as a kind of outlier for it. And we're going to build one end of the logs. And we're going to leave enough space inside to have two walls. And I'll tell you that later. I'll give more detail on that in a later video. But to sum it up, say we're going to do a house, and the walls going to be made of cobblestone, and the inside is going to be made of, like, spruce wood planks, right? So here's your outside wall, and then here's your interior wall. Because, for example, I have a building over here, I can show you that real well. You see right here, this building, cobblestone outside, but as soon as you go inside, see here, quartz and logs here, the spruce, adds kind of a homey feeling to it. Well, that's because the walls are double layered, so I can have like an inside different color and an outside different color. And add some pretty cool stuff to your windows when you do that too. So, when you're mapping your building out, you want to make sure you keep that in mind. Because you can't really have a building that's like two logs to be like this. You think it's fine, but it's not. Because you're just going to have this much area, but you're not. You're actually going to have like just a little bit. How can we be able to go in there? So, like I was saying, take these and map it out. Okay. See here, I got the building mapped out. Right, this is how I want the layout kind of be. You know? Hold on. Now it kind of more looks like an actual room and not really just like an entrance. I'm thinking entrance here. But, you see I had to destroy some blocks over there. We'll get to that kind of part later. So now that it's mapped out, what we can do is we can take our wall block, what we're going to use for the walls. Say in that building I used 2 cobblestone and then dark oak. Well, let's say I use cobblestone and spruce, or cobblestone, or I'm going to use dark oak because that's a good combination that I actually really like. For like a kind of a rustic vibe to it. So you're going to go one in, like so. Okay, so you see here? Now that we have our building always mapped out with the logs, and the outside wall is completely mapped out as well. And you see here might be a little problem, because we're only going to have 3 space. So we can put some light stuff in there. It looks big, but since we're going to have the doubled up walls, we're really going to have like 3 block spaces. So we can put like maybe something tiny in there, or we can keep it the same color wall, have it bigger. I'll show you that later in another video. So, now, we've done this, we're going to let's map out where our entrance is going to be, so we'll know what we're doing. Okay, so let's say that our entrance can be over here. Right? So you go ahead and put your entrance in. So there's going to be an entrance. Yeah? And what I like to do is I like to detail the entrance after I get the whole thing built. Go into the detailing. So right now that the entrance is placed, we know where the entrance is going to be. Let's go ahead and start the second layering of our wall. Second and the third layer of blocks, you know? So, depending on how high you want your building. So what we do now is let's map out some more. how we want this. So if you want a 2-story house, this is big enough to be 2-story. Yeah? Just go ahead and extend our logs up. Next step, we add our floor. So, let's use stone brick. How this floor kind of complements the wall and this color up here, it's pretty good, right? So, I kind of just base my colors off that. And every now and then I'll be just messing around and I'll mix up colors and decide for like inside walls, like wood brick or white concrete or stuff like this, make good wallpapers, you know what I'm saying? So, I've decided that probably just going to stick with this. Alright, the next step after putting your floor in, you're going to make sure you finish your walls. So, now that we've got the second layer of walls, we can go ahead and add the second floor. And like I said, you were going to go for something like strict spruce planks here. That is really bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with spruce planks. Like this. And before I really finish it, I want to make sure the colors kind of line up and make a decent sign. And they don't really do that, do they? So let's not use spruce planks. We're going to use something like, you see how the wood is kind of in these wood kind of warmer colors, you know? Well, the woods are kind of like warmer colors and the stone is kind of like a lighter color. We don't want much clashing with it. So we're going to go in our nature bar here. We're going to see what kind of woods we have. Planks. So something like, darn. There isn't much I could actually use for that, damn. Teddy, what are you doing? I don't know if y'all can hear my cat in the hallway, but she's fucking like going nuts in there. I don't know what she's playing with, but she's like into whatever it is. No, that's not the right. Okay, so we're just gonna use the same color because there's not much I can do. We're gonna use the same color floor as the walls as the floor. Like this. So go ahead and just add in your upper floor. Alright, so I've added in the second floor. And you can see it's kind of dark in here. So what we're going to do is get some lighting in here. Real quick. It doesn't have to be fancy lighting, just regular torches. Just place it around so we see what we're doing. And you see with the warmer colors here, it makes the walls look a bit more like, it makes it seem more dark in here because these are warmer colors, darker colors. So, what we're going to do is now we're going to finish the second layer, the upper colors. Like I said, you don't have to really worry about the interior colors because they're going to be different anyhow. And you can see right now, I did my math a little bit wrong. I put these here. Well, it's only one high. Or two high. So I'm going to have to redo that. And that's something I forgot to mention. Make sure you kind of do a little bit of math and see where you're going to have your floor and all that. Because if you don't, you're going to end up something like this. So I'm going to just get rid of all this and rebuild it. Okay. So I've rebuilt that. Now we have our bottom layer. So we have our floor, bottom floor, upper layer, upper floor, the walls in here, done. Now, since this is going to be a double wide area, we're going to need a staircase. So we'll decide where we're going to put that in a minute. Well, actually, let's do it now, because it's going to get in the way if we don't. So, here's our top layer, yeah? We're talking like one, boom. This is going to be the only kind of length we have. We're going to do double layering. So, let's say we'll have our staircase over here, since our entrance is over there. Also, let's map out how we're going to get on our balcony thing we're going to build right here. You see? So let's put our staircase in here. When you do this, you're going to make sure you know where your walls are going to be. There's double wide. So let's say we do it right here. And we'll have one of those spirally staircase things. Now, just a reminder, if you like these videos of me showing you how to do certain things and what would be more effective, you can suggest more kinds of videos like this, and I will do them as well. So you want a video on types of different walls, or maybe a video on, like, I don't know, like types of staircases or fences. Now this looks kind of weird, right? Well, it's going to look weird until we put the wall in. So now we have our staircase. And we can get up here freely. So, next step is it kind of looks bland. We'll get to how to make it look better later. But, next step, we're going to go and put our roof on. And now, to think about where we're going to do our roof, is what color we're going to use. Are we going to use the color scheme like that? Which is kind of one of my favorite color schemes, you can't tell. You know, like cobblestone, oak, and some leaves on top. Let's say we'll do something like... this one. What is this? Spruce. Because we didn't really use spruce in this build. And now, for like that big house over there, I did kind of a Viking-ish roof to give it the kind of rustic feel. But since we're using really warm colors, we should use these instead of oak. So I'm thinking for this house right here, we're only going to have one balcony thing right here. So we can cover that back up. Let's go ahead and put our roof on. I like to do just a layer of cobblestone as like a border, kinda. And then we'll do like, oh yeah, and to do it you're gonna go two like that, one, or wait, is it two or one? It's been a while since I've done this kind of roof style. Not those, one, just one. We're gonna go one up, or we can go one up, two up, one up, two up. You know what I'm saying? That. And that'll be that kind of design. It kind of looks weird, but you know how it's gonna look. So, I don't know. Spruce, in my opinion, doesn't really complement dark oak that well, unless it's something like, see how this is dark oak too, and using dark oak planks. So let's not use spruce. I wanted to use spruce in this build, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to without implementing it on the interior somehow. So just go ahead and do your Vikingish roof style if you're gonna do a rustic house. This is kind of a rustic house idea tour thing. Just go ahead and add these colors in. Anyways, so you see it now. Add some depth to it, and we're gonna have our balcony thing right here. So there's this roof done. Now, let's go ahead and do this bigger roof. Bigger roof we can do like that. Or, where's the balcony thing on this one? Ah, I did it differently. Okay. So, what I can do is we can make either long row one like that, or I can try and break it up a little bit. So I think I'm just going to do the long row house. Yeah? So I'm going to go ahead and finish the other roof. Okay, so now you see that I've added the upper roof, and you can see it's pretty tall, man. So like, if you don't want to use this Viking style roof, you can do the other kind of roof. Like, I use this kind because I kind of like the way it looks. But you can do a roof kind of like that one there, my old fishing hut that I designed like a while ago. You can do kind of roof like this, where it's just straight up, and it would be less tall. But if you want a taller building, I prefer this kind of roof. You can see the depth that it added when I did this. Now, I don't personally think this kind of looks iffy. So, but I think it'll look better. I think it'll look better if I moved this to the middle. It kind of just picked it up and had this just the wall right here open. And I may do that before tomorrow's, or not tomorrow, because I'm not be able to crank out, like I said, one video a week. For the next video, I might change it. If I do, I'll show you me changing it. Or if I do this video, I don't know. But with that kind of big style roof, you don't just have 1 and 2 floors. You also can have like 3 floors because, like, yeah, space. So floor, another floor, and you can really squeeze in an attic, making it 4. So if you're looking for a lot of storage area, I'm thinking up there. Kind of hangout area down here. But if you go to the upper floor, you won't be able to have the 2-wall thing. So I know how other way to decorate that, and I'll show you my interior videos. My interior video that I'll do later. But, like I said, this one is pretty neat looking. Now, you can notice how there's not much detail. It's kind of just bland. It's kind of just there. So, now, let's do some of the exterior, like proper exterior work. It's going to be real just blank on the inside. Because that's just going to be straight, like, interior later. So, I'm thinking that I can just go over, like, all the detailing you can do. And if you want, I can do another video on, like, outside work. Like, kind of terraforming and garden-y type stuff and decoration. But the first thing I like to do is, after doing this, I would like to add more of these. Adding these in will another detail where the floor is. Be a little more detailed. You'd also mark out where the floor is so you can add another layer of windows up there. If you really wanted to, on the roof, if it looks too bland to you, you can also add in, like, you know how some houses have, like, how do I say this? They have, like, little things coming out of the wall. On this side, like a big kind of under the window coming out. You can do that in your attic and all kinds of stuff. If you're gonna have, like, an upper floor for your, like, your bedroom or something. You know what I'm saying? Now, this looks bland too, so what we can do, we can add this up there if you really want. I'm not going to do it personally. Well, actually, I am. Kind of looks bland, so I'm going to do that anyhow. Like I said, room. It's kind of like a rustic mansion thing. See, this one's different, so we're going to do this. We're not going to do it in the middle, like the other side. Now, if we were going to, like, connect it running along, like here, both of these, then we'd have to move our entrance, because then it wouldn't line up properly. Wait, would it? Maybe I just lied about that. Maybe it would. But see, like that kind of adds like a little indent on the windows, you know? So a nice more detail. So, let's go ahead and mark out our windows. You know what? I am going to move that. Let's go, and I'm going to just cut when I finish that. I'm going to move this. So, like I said, I added this. I think it looks better. I like this little zigzag thing going on right here. You know? I like that little zigzag pattern thing. I think it looks nice. It blends in well. So now you can see it's also kind of bland, like the rest of it. So what we'll do is we'll add in our little truss things. Like so. And there's no real design that I'm going by. I'm going by how I think it'll look. What I feel and what I think is nice. Because everyone has their own way of being creative. Some people use it with pen and paper. Some people do it by paint, art, you know. Some people do it by poetry. I do it by building in Minecraft. I use my creativity like this. So if y'all want in the comments, you can tell me how you use your creativity. I would like to know that, personally. So I think this looks better. So, I did say that I could use it like this, and what we're going to do is add our second floor here. We're not going to worry about any other floors. because we'll worry about that in our inside video, or interior video. Because just the first and second floors are important when you're building, because you want to know if your floor is gonna be like a 2-story house or a 1-story. Bigger houses, I would prefer a 2-story one. If it's gonna be a bigger house, you can also do 1-story, just a big square footage house. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said I was gonna leave this open, so it's kind of like a viewing area. You know what I'm saying? And we'll detail that in a minute. So, it's all detailed and nice now. Now I'm going to go over the exterior with you. I'm already doing that now, but I'm going to go over some more detailing of the exterior. Like, we could put leaves on it to make like bushes and vines. We could put a custom tree outside of it. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Why do I have to sneeze? I'm gonna yawn too. Oh god, I'm gonna die. See like this? Now in here like that. Okay, so there was a problem with my recording. As you see, I did a lot more detailing. Well, you see, I thought I was recording, but the stupid share play button decided that when I double click it to save, it's gonna like. Here's how it works. You double click the share button to start recording, and after the 15 minutes is allotted, which is actually 14 minutes, not 15. After it goes past, it saves recording to your galaxy. And then it starts recording again. It does not tell you it's recording again. So when you double click it to record again, it saves the video clip. And you think you're recording, and you're not. So you do whatever you're doing. Alright, so I'm going to go over whatever details you guys do. So I think where I left off before I thought I was recording was I was adding the leaves. So there's a lot I did not show you. Okay, so, the leaves. I added them like this, and you can tell that they look good and all. Also, you can do these kind of windows. But we're going to skip this. We're going to go in order, hopefully. The leaves. Adding the leaves, I essentially did it like this. You see? And that adds a little bit more detail. Kind of adds them like creeping vines going down the building. It makes it look older. But you want to be careful because you can over-detail it. And if you over-detail it, you're going to have to get rid of a lot of things. Like this side, I personally think is a little over-detailed, but I'm going to leave it. Of course, when the recording starts raining. Anyways, you can tell I'm a little ticked off right now because this recording it's happened every video time. Every time I record, it's happened, and I've missed part of my video that I was supposed to have. Can you hear me now properly? Because my mic was like below my face. Okay, I'm gonna keep that in because I don't really have a lot of time to fix that. Okay, so adding leaves later, you can over detail it, and over detailing it is a bad thing because you don't want to over detail your build because it takes away from the main part of your build, your actual design. It takes away the main part of it, and that's a bad thing. So that's enough for the foliage. You can add vines because it look a little older. And if there's some other parts you can do, like in the walls here, you can put stone in the steps in the place of it to make sure like some of it's fallen out and it's eroded away. You know, so you can put like stone in there, make it look like it's falling away, eroded. You know, like so. Now you can also, like I said, what I also like to do is take coarse dirt, stone, grass, even path blocks at times like this, and you can add them throughout the base of your build to make it kind of look like it sat there for a while, you know? Like I said, you can just put steps in there so to make it look like indents in the ground. See like that? And now, another important part is lighting. You want to light your base up a lot. Otherwise, you're going to make essentially a mob farm. Lanterns are a good way to do that. You can even implement the new item, which is chains. Now, when they first brought chains, I had hoped they would have like a redstone thing, but they're not. So, you can add chains to it to make it look like it's kind of like hanging there at a distance. You can do that. You can just place lanterns around it. They have them sitting. You can have them hanging anywhere really, on the ground even too. You know. And that's just for your lighting. There's a lot of ways I can go into lighting. There's a lot of items you can use. There's a lot of just detail when it comes to lighting you can do. Well, let's see outside, Rufus. There you go. Should you go outside the room? Should you go? So yeah, there's a lot of detailing you can do with lighting. Another thing, detailing. This is the last step of your building that exterior detailing. That's what we're covering right now. Hopefully I told that. I'm not sure if I did or not. So, foliage in the ground. Another thing you could do, you probably won't run this fucking trees here, is fences. This is the way I like to do my fences. Personally. Depending on where I'm building. If I'm using like a nether build, I'll do this with like some nether rack fences, and I'll do the nether rack stuff like that. So, if they have that, like nether brick. Nether brick? What the hell? So what are you? You nether rack? Oh yeah, 2 different colors of nether brick. Forgot. I use nether brick like that, and then have like a fence, and we'll do like the crimson fence like this. Or no, fence gate. Crimson fence gate, and then boom boom. Nether area, right? So if I'm doing it in the swamp, I use different types of these. I use like different types of this, and I use different types of the wood. But for this building, we're going to use this type of wood. This is how I'm doing the fencing, personally. Oh, pardon me. And when it makes it like that, you don't have the lanterns on here, it's flat. So just put lanterns or torches on it, it'll make it look better. Now, for the tree. Custom trees are part of my buildings that I like to implement a lot. They're one of my favorite parts of building. When it comes to custom trees, I'll do it like this. I'll use the type of area I'm building in, depending, say if I was building over here in this birch biome, I'll use birch wood, make a custom birch tree. Or if I'm in an oak biome, well, this is kind of a mixed forest. If I'm in like an oak biome, oak wood forest, I'll put a custom tree in there, made of like oak leaves, oak wood, and I'll make it look like a willow tree, or something like that. No, I'll just make it like a normal oak tree. If I'm in a swamp biome over here, I'll use oak wood and vines, and I'll make it look like a willow tree or something. Or if I'm on a mushroom island, I'll use mushrooms. You know, if I'm in a dark oak forest, I'll use dark oak. Or if I'm in a spruce forest, I'll use spruce. It really all depends on the biome, personally. It all depends on the biome you're in and all that. So, yeah. Windows. I didn't implement the windows just yet, because I'll do that when we do interior, so I can decide where I want my walls, my floors. I did show you how you can add detail to a bland roof with these kind of windows like this. You know? You can just pull them out. I'll put some on the other. I'll put one on the, I guess, other side to show you again. Or better yet, I'll put it right here. So like this. Like that. Or put one right here off this side. Boop, boop, boop. And then boom, it detailed it in there. Or we'll actually not use this. We'll use proper plant. We'll use the slabs, half slabs. Kind of detailed it in there. Now it's there. You kind of like, oh, it's pretty cool looking, yeah. As a detail for the windows, and I like to make sure I do my windows with kind of like my interior. So that way, when I put my windows in, I'm also deciding where I want my floors to be. And like I said, when you do your base building of the base, you want to make sure you get your floors, your bottom and your second floor. You want to know where they're going to be at. The actual floor part. You know, you're going to have your bottom here and your floor up here. Because that helps with your main, like, design and where you want your stuff. You see? That way it marked out where this was for me. And like I said, see, if I had went ahead and put a lot of windows in, I would have, it would have put out, definitely, so I put these in here, so that means I'm going to have a floor right here. Or at least right here. I definitely have to have one there now. So always put your windows in kind of last. And don't do your windows with your walls. Doesn't add a lot of variety, and you can't really change it that much. So what else I did not cover? I covered the tree, covered the fences, the walls, windows. I'm sorry that this last bit has been kind of obscure, but like I said, recording problems led to a missing piece that I needed when I was editing. That was the wrong one. So, yeah. I'm a little cold now. Okay. So, yeah. Like I said, I would show you terraforming, but I'd have to look up some terraforming because I'm pretty bad at it. I'm like really bad at terraforming. I'm not that good. And one person I mentioned when I was doing the foliage in the video is a fella named Scar. Good Times with Scar. He does foliage really good. Was it Scar or Zoom? No, it was Scar on Hermitcraft who did that, right? I may just get him confused. Anyways, Good Times with Scar. He does custom trees really well. So if you want to learn how to do custom trees, watch some of his videos. And then you'll see this amazing custom trees that he does. Like, he even implements different types of leaves. What's this here? This is oak. Yeah. Alright, it's different. See, the leaves change between the vine. These are birch. He'll change some of these, like, birch leaves in there, you know, to really make it stand out. And he'll even put, like, bamboo in his trees and put string on it so it doesn't grow anymore, and it evens that different types of texture and all kinds of stuff. And it's really good building. So, personally, I think that's about it. No, it's not all I covered. I covered this here. About this kind of standing things. I put in the fences to hold this, and I put in this right here. So now this is kind of done like that, and I also showed you the entrance. You can do your entrance in many ways. And I'll cover the entrance again next week in a different video. Because, like I said, we're going to have two walls. So, say we have that. We're going to have, the door can be right here. So we can do a lot of different stuff for entrance. Personally, I just left it like that. To add some detail, some depth to it. And all that jazz. If there's a part of this video that I did not... There's a part of this, like, exterior process that I didn't show you, and I kind of realized it, I'll jump back in here and I'll show you it. And I'll just edit it in past tense, okay? And that's going to be it for that. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this build. This tutorial on how to do your exteriors. I hope it helped a lot of you. Like I said, this is not really a just set in stone process. Not a step-by-step tutorial like block by block where to place measurements, none of that. This is just something I'm doing off the top of my head because this is how I spend my creativity. A lot of people they have their own creativity. They use it in their own way. Like some people use it in pen and paper, some do it with poetry, some do it with art, some do it with heck, video games. I do it in Minecraft. I show my building with my creativity. That's how I spend my creativity, with building. And I would like to know in the comments, tell me how you spend your creativity. How do you show it? Do you use it in your like thoughts, in your speaking, or do you use it in pen and paper? Do you draw? I would like to know. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. So please give me a thumbs up in the comments. You know, leave a like, subscribe maybe. You can follow me on Twitter at MadHatterGaming with a 2 instead of a G. No mistake right there. I can't change it, I don't think. And you can follow me, catch any of my streams on Twitch, where I mostly stream survival, or I'll stream some other stuff, just messing around. You can follow me there. It's Twitch. It's Mad Hatter Gaming _ between every word, like Mad _ Hatter. It's 3 T's in the Hatter _ gaming. And you catch our streams. I usually stream every Thursday, usually either kind of in the morning or at nighttime, depending whenever I get the time to do it. Also, I usually tweet before I stream to let people know. I'll tweet like I'll be. Sorry, I just yanked my microphone out of my head, I yanked my plug-in out of the controller. But like I said, I'll stream every Thursday, maybe in the morning or in the evening, depending when I get time. And I'll also tweet, hey, 10-minute, I'll be streaming live on Twitch in 10 minutes. Come follow me, or no, come show your support and check my stream. So yeah, you follow me on Twitter, do all that. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys later.